Starting a business isn't for the faint of heart, and yet so many of us go into it beaming with passion and excitement, only to find ourselves months later, years later, hitting a wall with frustration that our business isn't progressing as quickly as we thought it would, or maybe we're just disillusioned with the business side of owning a business. That's okay. Today, I am going to be diving into my 5-day alignment challenge to clarity and confidence. Welcome to the Heart Aligned podcast. I'm Leanne, brand strategist, photographer, and mentor. And this is a space where personal stories and brand strategy come together to help you build a brand that is rooted in your truth. Whether you're navigating a rebrand, finding your voice, or just trying to hold on to yourself as you go through the entrepreneurial journey, this show is for you. Around here, we believe that a brand isn't just what it looks like, it's how it feels, it's how you make people feel, and who you're becoming in the process. Each week, I'm sharing honest reflections, brand insights, and conversations that remind you that you don't have to choose between brand strategy and yourself. You are the heart of your brand, so let's build from there. Whether you're an artist who loves creating art, whether you're a writer who wants to write professionally full time, whether you are a former educator and you want to help people achieve their highest potential, all of these stem from a passion. And passion is a beautiful thing because what it does is it fuels action and it fuels excitement, especially in the beginning stages. But like all things in life, passion is not the only thing that we can have to sustain us through the challenging, difficult times that will arise when you are running your business. So, loving what you do isn't always going to be enough to get you through those tough times. When it comes to building a business and a brand that is aligned with who you are as a person, but also is financially sound and stable, one of the things that we have to really set in stone for ourselves is the bigger purpose, the bigger vision for why we are doing this in the first place. The two most powerful questions that I like to ask my clients when we are diving into what is going to guide their business is why this, why now? And this is what I like to call at the heart of it. At the heart of everything that you're doing, we have to have this compass that keeps us going when times get tough. If you're thinking to yourself, holy shiz, this is a loaded question, Leanne. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. I want you to just stay with me for a second. I believe that when we do business differently, intentionally, with heart, it becomes a force for good. This doesn't mean that your answer has to be complex, but it does mean that we're going to have to dig a little bit deeper to understand what is motivating you. Of all the things that you could be doing in this world, and there are many, no one told you that you had to own a business. And yet here you are, which tells me that there is a reason why you chose this path. I like to think of businesses as relationships. We really love the passion and the consumption that we have with the other person, especially in the first couple years or in that honeymoon stage. But anyone that's been in a really long-term relationship understands that that passion eventually fades and there's something that's much deeper that takes root. And it's what helps people get through those really difficult times that inevitably happen in every single relationship. And we are in relationship with our business. And the passion that we have can't be the only thing that is fueling us forward. What I see happen with a lot of small business owners is resentment that their business isn't growing as quickly as they thought it would, or that they're stuck in the daily grind of the business side of things. And part of this is because when you look at how they're showing up in their business, there is a disconnect between the thing that they love to do and how they are showing up. And here's the thing, it's not that their business lacks substance, it's just that they've lost touch with the heart of what is guiding them. When you're feeling disconnected from your why, the work can start to feel hollow. So let's talk about what this looks like in action. On the surface, I am a brand photographer and strategist for small women owned businesses. This very practical, just blah statement doesn't encapsulate the heart of what it is that I am doing behind the scenes. What I really do is I'm helping people find the courage to trust themselves, to believe in their ideas, and to fully and unapologetically own that in their business. Because our businesses are such an extension of who we are. And if we are blocked in our personal life, playing small and limiting beliefs, that comes forward in our businesses. Especially for women, there's a lot of conditioning that we have to work through in order to feel safe showing up and taking up space. There's nothing that I love more than helping women break through those barriers to reach that next level of freedom and version of themselves as they are building their business. Knowing the deeper why behind what it is that you are doing shapes everything. It shapes the messaging, it shapes your offers, it shapes the way in which you put your brand together, the visual identity. All of this informs one another, but without a clear base, you can't really build a brand that is heart aligned and is going to sustain you through those difficult times. So let's just take one more example. Let's say that you are a hairdresser. Maybe you got into hairdressing because you love cutting people's hair and you love the artistry of working with different hair textures, and that is beautiful. That is wonderful. That feels really good. But one of the things that you may want to consider is, how does this go a layer deeper? Why am I choosing this of all the things that I could be doing? What is it that I get out of it beyond just working and doing the craft itself? Maybe it's that you love when someone gets up from your chair and you can just see that glint in their eye of, I feel really good about myself today. This feels like an expression of me. That sort of joy that you get to be a part of, and that sort of excitement that you get to help make for another person, is a really strong motivator in A, attracting the right types of people to you, and B, keeping you going when things get difficult. This isn't just strategy. This is about understanding how you show up and who you want to show up for. In the show notes below, I am going to be attaching some questions for you to consider and answer. The goal of this exercise is really to get you to dig deep, to uncover what it is that's motivating you in your day-to-day of your business. The answers that you write to these questions today are going to guide the rest of this challenge. They're going to help you find clarity and confidence in the direction that you want to move with your brand. When we get clear and when we understand why we're doing this, it is a powerful tool in helping us get clear on the ways in which we communicate with our people. We're moving from confusion to clarity, from uncertainty to confidence. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear in the comments below. If you know of someone who would benefit from this, please feel free to share with them. And of course, remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and come back next week for part 2, where we're going to take what we've learned from this exercise and we're going to apply it to building the foundation. Until next time, you got this dang thing.